Hey y'all, welcome to this vlog, and we're gonna be speaking about things to do to get your house ready for sale. We know a lot of you out there, if you're thinking about selling or you're like, what are they gonna tell me? Some people get really anxious and they wanna know like, oh, I gotta go start today. So right. I figure we tackle some of that. I think the best thing to do is wait for us to come out and look at it, because you're gonna go put out granite curbs because you think that's what you need to do and spend thousands of dollars, and we might just be like, nah, just put some pine straw down and be good with it.
I think a lot of it depends on where you're gonna price your home too.
Right.
So one of the things I prefer to do is to come by even when you're thinking about selling, so that I can take a look at the home and kind of give you an idea of, well, if you want the higher end, then here's what you're gonna have to do, versus if you want the lower end of your range, maybe you don't have to do anything.
And one thing that I learned a long time ago in photography is I would take a photo and then I would look at it, and the first thing that jumps out into my mind, or the first thing that stands out to me, should I fix it? So like that's how I learned about like put toilet seats down and a really bright object in a dull room. Like, do I want that to be that way? So if you don't feel like you have the eye to just look at your house, without bias, take a picture and then know, like, are the hedges too big, or whatever it might be. I think another way to start too, I guess we'll start on the outside then, right? Is look at your neighbors. We do that a lot. People go, should I paint my shutters? Should I do this? And we literally go outside and go, well, what do your neighbors have? Like, don't be the odd duck out at this moment. Your house could be cool as all get out, but if you're gonna be standing out, the majority of people probably wouldn't enjoy that.
To piggyback on that, buyers are the most critical when they're standing at the front door, because that's when they're waiting to get into the house and they're chomping at the bit and they're super excited. So you want to make sure you have a nice welcome mat, a pop of color, which could be a green plant or a flower of some sort. You're just going to make sure you got to keep it alive, and you want to make sure that if you have a light over your door, that light is working.
No bugs all up in it.
That's right. Get all the cobwebs down. Sometimes a pressure wash helps. You want to put out mulch or pine straw to make your beds look intentional.
Yeah, define them.
Mm-hmm. And you just want to make the entrance to your home as welcoming and clean and presentable as possible.
Yeah. A lot of people ask us, like, should we do mulch or pine straw? I'm a pine straw person because it's easier to put out. You can fluff it out. It looks better because, a week or two in the hot sun here, like, your mulch can get pretty faded pretty quick, and it can run if it rains real hard.
I like mulch, but either one is fine.
She doesn't have to put it out. That's why she likes it. I will say also, your front, like she was saying, your front door experience is the one you need to look at. Door, no cracking paint. And then sometimes caulking gets mildewy-ish, especially if it's a covered awning. So make sure that you take some, I'm not gonna tell you what to use, but use something that it will get it off. I don't know if it's a bleach or vinegar product, I don't know.
And this probably seems like a no-brainer, but you wanna make sure that your address is prominent and can be seen from the street, because a lot of times people will do a drive-by before they make an appointment.
If you're a smoker, like, quit on your front porch. I don't care if you quit, but just quit smoking on your front porch. The people see cigarettes and they turn their nose up at it. But another point you just made, the mailbox. I judge houses off. I actually judge people off their mailboxes, to be quite honest with you, because if it's like if it's hanging, if it's like all dilapidated, I'm gonna think your house is dilapidated on the inside. It's just something I figure of myself. And I think buyers feel that way, but maybe they don't.
So now let's go inside.
Ooh, inside. It's cliche. People are going to decide in the first 30 seconds that they're going to buy your house by standing in the foyer. But it's true. It's absolutely true.
And the biggest thing you can do is make sure your house isn't stinky.
Oh gosh, yes. Noses. It is tied to every sense of your body.
Yeah, in fact, that's the strongest of the senses to the brain. So if they walk in and the house is stinky, and when I say stinky, it could be just an overwhelming smell. Even if it's an air freshener, if it's something that's way overpowering, it's gonna put a bad taste in the buyer's mouth.
Yeah, so don't keep your shoes by the front door, right? If there's pets, that's a big one. And do not, please, for the love of everything sacred in real estate, do not put these nasty odorizers, no sweet apple pie smell, cherry apple, don't do it.
There's nothing wrong with the deodorizers that are neutralizers, right? So they're making the air a neutral smell, but you don't want any of those over fragrance.
Think Febreze at all. And then carpets, I think it's good to get them clean, because that's also a big, it holds in a lot of smell. But the only way you're really gonna get rid of smell if you cook really rich, spicy foods or have animals, clean the carpets, and you're gonna have to paint. I mean, you're not gonna get rid of it. It's just, you can try and mask it, but you're not gonna get rid of it.
Paint is the best way, I think, to overcome smells. Also, if you've got pets that sleep on beds, so it's a good idea to wash those beds, or maybe put them in the garage for showings, because those are flavor savers. They're gonna hold that pet smell.
Flavor.
Am I not allowed to say that?
No, I think that's hilarious. I think also what you need to do, when you stand you need to stand at that front door and just do a 180 sweep and just see what you see, because everything needs to be arranged there. The kids' rooms upstairs in their closets, or your closet or whatever, it's important, but it's not as important as that thing. So again, move the dog beds, move your shoes or whatever else that's going to be standing out, because that is where people are going to decide what's going to happen next.
Yeah. And there's a big difference in the house you live in and the house you're trying to sell. The house you live in can be very personalized and very, fun and energetic, but the house that you're trying to sell needs to be as bland and boring as possible so that buyers aren't distracted by the stuff that you have. So if you have an extensive art collection or a lot of musical instruments or a lot of family photos, you want to get all that down so that the buyers aren't distracted and they can really focus on the attributes the house has.
That's exactly right. It doesn't matter what it is. I don't care if you're a DVD connoisseur and you have a million copies. Like, they're just going to fixate on that, and they're going to want to look at them and read them. And
they might even want to make it part of the purchase. So you never know. I would just get all the personal stuff down. I would get
obviously a deep cleaning. It goes a long way, because I don't want to sit there and scrub my own baseboards every week, but just getting that done will help a lot with that, the smell and everything else.
Just a few other items. You want to make sure all the beds are made, that laundry's put away, that, toothbrushes aren't.
Tell them about our shit baskets.
Oh, so I know when you have little kids, it can be hard because they have a lot of stuff that they use every day. So I recommend that my clients get, oh dear, we have a showing basket. It can be a Tupperware, it can be a laundry basket, and just leave it out. And then whenever there's a showing, make it a game. Like, okay, kids, who can get all their stuff in the bin the fastest? And then just put that in the car with you. And then when you leave for the showing, that goes with you. When you come back, you can dump it back out. And then that way you don't have to worry about, where am I going to keep all these little toys?
Right. And so that goes for anything, but I mean, even my stuff, like some stuff I do, like my office at home is a mess. And if I was trying to sell my house, I'd be like, put it in here, put it in here. Let's talk about cats. Cats are different than dogs, like we know that, but like some people will not see a house that has a cat in it. So I'm not saying you have to get rid of your cat or your pet for that matter, but we got to do something. Like we went on a listing appointment the other day. She has cats, so she's gonna hit me. But we went on a listing appointment the other day, and there was like 14 cat trees in this 2,000 square foot house. And that's all I can remember about the house. I can't remember anything else. And I look at houses for a living. Like, what should we do with those things?
So I would say it's bigger than just cats, right? So if there's anything that could put a negative connotation on the home for a buyer, it needs to go. That goes for Clemson, Carolina paraphernalia. That goes for political paraphernalia, religious paraphernalia. Yeah. So anything that could be a negative connotation really needs to be taken out of the home or out of view for a showing.
Yeah, like think moderation. Right?
Yeah. So I mean, cats, dogs, hamsters, fish, I just encourage all pet paraphernalia to be put away as much as possible. So again, buyers aren't distracted by what's in the home.
Oh, so we had one a couple years ago. We got to talk about this too. We have had clients, we've had people, we've been in their houses that have like nude paintings of themselves. Or we had a paper mache bust of a client one time.
And a mural.
A mural. We had a risque mural on the wall.
Yep. Anything that's distracting to a buyer needs to be put up or put away.
Especially your parts. You need to put those away. Because people are going to try and figure out who you are. They're looking at your pictures, and you don't want them to be like, oh, that's that. So we want them to see the house, not you, not your stuff.
Right.
But other than that, again, going back to the very beginning, I wouldn't do a whole lot until you met with us, because we're actually going to help by calling out some stagers to give you some professional guidance. So yeah, get ahead of the stuff, define your beds, cut your grass, make your beds, all that good stuff. But at the end of the day, like, don't stress about this part. Like, we're here to help, because we sell houses for a living. We don't have to live in your house for a living. So we can help give you that, objective view.
Opinion.
Or is it subjective? Whatever.
For objective, I believe.
Opinion. So, all right, that's all we got for today. Thanks for watching. As always, follow us on social media. Sometimes you might be able to see some really cool posts about some weird things we find in houses, but sometimes you won't. So just follow us on there. We're going to put everything out on our blog, so we'll see you around next time.